everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. Also, thanks to those of you tuned in on the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur TV show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is another dose of your Sunday vitamins. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe or unsubscribe to the channels. But if you do subscribe, click that notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Also, don't forget to double check and make sure you're still subscribed to the channels. Okay, you can follow me on Instagram at Dr._A_Shakur, on TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, and Twitter at DGoddess27. And please don't forget about the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur fan pages on both Instagram and Twitter. So let's get into this story. Okay, so a woman has sex with two men, but then one of them kills the other one the next morning. All right, a case of a threesome gone wrong. And so this happened in Howard County. They said the man is accused of killing another man in Cockeysville after a woman had sex. Wait a minute, hold up. Say what now? It's called Cockeysville. Okay, no pun intended. That's literally what it's called. All right. Well, so anyway, this happened in Cockeysville. A woman had sex with both men, and then the suspect killed the victim the next day. And so 23-year-old Timothy Bryce of Woodstock, Maryland, is now facing charges of first-degree murder and one charge of using a firearm while committing a felony. Now, according to the charging documents, Bryce and the victim, Azayn, they both had intercourse with this woman at an apartment in Cockeysville early in the morning on December the 7th. Now, the woman told investigators that the men began to argue with one another later in the morning. Bryce pulled out a handgun and then shot Atrobus, according to the charging documents. Police say that they tracked down Bryce because the woman dialed 911 while she was inside the vehicle with Bryce. Now, court documents indicate that no one spoke directly to the 911 operator. The operator simply overheard a man and woman talking about a shooting and believed the woman had been held captive by him, which is likely the case. She probably dialed 911 knowing that she couldn't say anything but allowed it to record their conversation. That's what it sounds like. So because of the nature of the 911 call, police believe that the woman may have been in immediate danger and used cell phone tracking information to find the phone. Police stopped the vehicle near the intersection of Mays Chapel Road and Budley Circle in Cockeysville. And then they say that's when they found Bryce, whom they say had a 9mm Glock in his waistband. Okay, so this is also crazy. Let's put this fool's face up on the screen. All right, this is a case of threesomes gone wrong. I don't know why people engage in this stuff. You might as well just be single if that's what you want to do. And these things can often go wrong because somebody catches feelings. Somebody feels like they weren't paid enough attention to. They were left out. There's all sorts of nefarious things that can happen. But at the end of the day, there was another story. There's numerous of these stories, but specifically one that I recall with a woman by the name of Heidi. I think her name was Heidi Kathleen. And this happened out in Indiana last year in October. And so she actually was charged with murder in a dating app threesome that went wrong. And I've told y'all time and time again about those nefarious dating apps, but y'all just keep on trying to look for love in all the wrong places. Let me put her face up on the screen because this was a similar incident. That's Heidi right there. In fact, I do believe hers might have been even worse. Okay, so now, in Heidi's case, and again, this happened in Indiana in 2021. I'm just using this story to make a comparison of how threesomes can go, become fatal. So 2 people ended up dead after a threesome that was set up by an Indiana woman on a dating app. It turned horribly violent when her boyfriend came home. Now, Heidi Kathleen Carter, who was 36 at the time, this is last year, honey, but she looks a whole lot older than 36, if you ask me. But nevertheless, I digress. So anyway, she was facing murder and rape charges after a man and woman were tortured for hours and then found duct taped to chairs late Tuesday at an Evansville home. And so they say Carter's boyfriend, Corey Hammond, arrived at the house as Carter and the couple that she invited were engaged in sexual activity, leading him to become very angry, probably because he was left out, but let me continue. And then he started beating the man with a baseball bat. Like, you cannot make this crazy, depraved stuff up. Carter and the other couple had been drinking and taking drugs prior to Hammond arriving at the residence. Now, Carter and Hammond then restrained both victims with duct tape and abused them for hours, culminating with Hammond fatally choking the male victim with a belt. Hammond was later shot by cops, and as he came out of the home with two officers, he came out with what the officers thought was a gun, but it was actually a piece of metal or plastic that appeared to be one. And so the police spokeswoman said that investigators believed that Hammond was trying to provoke the cops into fatally shooting him. Okay? So the female victim, who said that she was assaulted by both Carter and Hammond, survived the attack and was hospitalized. It's all so crazy. Now, this is, like I said, these people all met on a dating app. Well, Heidi Kathleen met this couple on a dating app. Apparently, she decided not to tell her boyfriend about it, but he came home and this is what occurred. Now, Carter admitted brandishing a gun and telling both victims that she knew how to get rid of a dead body with the help of someone in Indianapolis, but insisted that she only pretended to help to appease Hammond. A woman who went to the home to clean it told the police that she heard a noise coming from a bedroom and then saw what she thought was a dead body beneath a pile of pillows and blankets. Hammond tried to keep the woman from leaving, but she managed to escape and flagged down a passing state trooper who then notified Evansville police. And thank goodness he did. So responding cops found the male victim dead inside and a woman who was bound and injured. See how this stuff can turn so crazy? Like, this sounds like something out of a horror movie. Now, Carter was charged with rape, murder, abusing a corpse, as well as criminal confinement with a firearm. 2 teenagers were also in the home, as well as several pets. Now, the cops weren't sure at the time whether Carter and Hammond ended up or how they ended up at the home. The residence is owned by another man who was identified as Jason Harvey. Now, he told the station that he invited Carter into his home because she had been living in a motel and needed a place to stay. Honey, you should have left her where she was, okay? You just can't be inviting everybody up in your house and trying to help people, especially when they're on drugs and stuff like that, because she clearly looks as though she's on drugs. And they said that she was doing drugs and drinking prior to all of this. But just look at her. That's why she looks so old to be 36, clearly. So he says Heidi was staying there until she got back on her feet. Her boyfriend, Carrie, started coming over and things got bad with them fighting a lot. This is what the homeowner, Harvey, said in a statement. He said, I asked her not to have anyone over because of my kids, but she obviously didn't listen. So you mean to tell me this man let her come and stay up in his house while he's not there with teenage kids, and this is what the devil does? Pay attention, honey. All right, let this serve as a cautionary tale. Y'all gonna learn about these dating apps. I keep telling y'all the horror stories. Just keep on telling you all the horror stories. And so anyway, Harvey said that he was unaware of the grisly slaying since he was at work at the time. Police said that he's not a suspect in the case and his children were not hurt. Carter, meanwhile, remained in jail without bond. Honey, this is also crazy, including the Ferris. Like I told you all, stay away from those dating apps if you know what's good, all right? But many of you don't. You're not going to listen. You're going to still be doing your foolishness. And hopefully nothing like this will happen to any of you out there seeking love in all the wrong places on those dating apps, which are, in my opinion, nothing more than a recipe for disaster. Okay, y'all should know by now there's crazy, psychopathic, psychotic people on the internet. There absolutely is. Some of them are in this chat right now, or not in the chat, but on this channel right now, listening. All right, plotting their next nefarious deed, no less. But anyway, I'm laughing, but this clearly is no laughing matter. All very sad and depraved. With that all being said, everyone, please like and share. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. All right. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr._A_Shakur, TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, Twitter DGoddess27. And make sure you go over to the website, QueenAhmadiyyahShakur.com, so that you can subscribe and be added to my email list. Before I conclude the broadcast, let's have a word from my sponsors over at BeautifulHeartsApparel.com, where they wear their hearts on their sleeves.
Beautiful Hearts Apparel, we have something for everyone. A look that's comfortable and stylish for work, play, or simply on the go. Beautiful Hearts Apparel. Wear your heart on your sleeve.
Okay, so with that all being said, I hope you all enjoy the rest of this evening. And y'all be safe out there because people are clearly crazy, honey. All right, and I will talk to you all again soon. Peace.